Published, 1901 Eastern Standard Time, the 17th of February 2018. Updated, 1901 Eastern Standard Time, the 17th of February 2018. After watching Scott Brown control the midfield against Zenit in midweek, Paul Hartley insists it's inconceivable that Scotland will commence the Euro 2020 qualifiers without the Celtic captain pulling the strings. Hartley played the role of midfield mentor to Brown as he made his competitive debuts for both club and country more than a decade ago, and he saw plenty of the same energy in the 32-year-old as he led Celtic to a Europa League win over the Russians on Thursday night. Brown established himself as a Scotland regular during Alex McLeish's first spell in charge of the national team, and at 10-game tenure also doubled as Hartley's best experiences in the dark blue. Paul Hartley insists Celtic captain Scott Brown will continue playing for Scotland. Hartley saw energy in the 32-year-old as he led Celtic to a Europa League win on Thursday. Brown came out of retirement to help Gordon Strachan during the World Cup qualifiers, but has refused to confirm whether or not he will continue into the next campaign. Appointed for the second time, McLeish will make it a priority to speak to Brown, and Hartley expects him to add to his 55 caps. "I think Scott will carry on for another campaign," said Hartley, now manager of Falkirk. Watching him on Thursday night, he was running about like a much younger guy. "It might be that Alex will have to leave him out for games such as the end-of-season friendlies, but I think that's a price worth paying. Scott's at an age now where he needs to look after his body. He's been playing a lot of football for both Celtic and Scotland, but I would be surprised if he doesn't decide to give it another crack at getting to a tournament. Maybe he'll feel that he's had his last go at it, but watching him in action, it doesn't look as if he is slowing down." Callum McGregor and Charlie Musonda commanded the headlines for the slick combination that brought Celtic's winning goal, but behind them, Brown produced another masterful performance as the controlling midfield player, even boasting a pass completion figure of 97%. "When Scott first came into the team, he was full of energy and got around the park, but he plays with a lot more discipline now," added Hartley. Brown, right, has refused to confirm whether or not he will continue into the next campaign. He is more aware in terms of his position. His passing is controlled and he doesn't pick up so many bookings either. He is such an important player and it would be very hard to replace him. "I'm sure Alex will want to get this issue sorted as soon as possible so everyone knows where they stand. I think that's important. Scott was close to Gordon Strachan, but I don't see any problems with Alex. There were never any issues between them, they always got on fine. The atmosphere in those squads was great and there were no cliques." The highlight of McLeish's short reign was undoubtedly victory in Paris, when James McFadden speared home a spectacular winner against a France team that had contested the World Cup final the previous year. New Scotland manager Alex McLeish will make it a priority to speak to midfielder Brown. "Alex had us well organised that night and we were instructed to play a certain way," recalled Hartley. "He sat us down and explained that we weren't going to have much of the ball, so there was no point in chasing after it. We dropped off the game and made it hard for France to find space, and when we got the ball, we were instructed to be very precise in our passing. The instructions were very simple, but he was very clear and demanding about what he wanted. He didn't suffer fools and you didn't want to cross him. But I already knew that from my days at Hibs." McLeish had signed Hartley much earlier in his career as he built a team to get Hibs promoted in season 1998-99. McLeish managed to restore the Edinburgh club to the top flight, but Hartley, at that point a winger, endured a miserable time at Easter Road and moved on to St Johnstone within a couple of seasons. McLeish was unveiled by the SFA as the new Scotland national team manager on Friday. "That wasn't a great period in my career," admitted Hartley. "Alex signed me as a wide player and it just didn't work for me there, but my problems had nothing to do with the manager, they were all created by myself. By the time he became Scotland manager, I was operating at a different level. I was a central midfield player and I had enjoyed success at Hearts and Celtic, so it's not as if he was inheriting the same lad who struggled at Hibs. We had some good times. The first game against Georgia was tense and went to the death, but we had already established some momentum in that campaign. Walter Smith had built a good team and Alex came and tweaked a few things and let us get on with it." Although McLeish boasts an impressive 70% win ratio from that short spell in charge, there has been an underwhelming reaction to his appointment for a second time. McLeish boasts an impressive 70% win ratio from his first short spell in charge. Much of that stems from his decision to abdicate when Birmingham City came calling at the end of the Euro 2008 qualifiers. There have also been grumbles about the SFA regressing into an old pals act, an impression only reinforced by President Alan McRae's address to the television cameras on Friday. There will be some resistance to the appointment, but Alex will be aware of that too, said Hartley. And, listen, if he gets a few good results that will all change. He's dealt with pressure before at both Rangers and Scotland, so that won't bother him. It's a good appointment. He was a very good Scotland manager with a good record, so he knows exactly what is required. I enjoyed working under him. His management style was good. He was really honest with the players and did not try to complicate things. On McLeish, Hartley, left, said, Alex knows what it takes. For me, it's a good, safe appointment. It was all based on hard work and organisation. It was not rocket science. The main thing is that everybody enjoyed turning up. International duty was never a chore to me, and I'm sure the same was true for those who were not in the team. That's because he managed everyone so well. I listened to him speak on Friday and it seemed to me that he still has the same energy for the job. He's also coming in at a great time. Look at the options we have. For years, we've moaned about having no central defenders, but now we have the likes of Scott McKenna emerging, and also Ross McCrory, Kieran Tierney and Andy Robertson are established and playing at such a high level with their clubs. I like Ryan Fraser too. I'm excited by it. Alex knows what it takes. For me, it's a good, safe appointment.